Good morning and welcome to Erasmus TV. The population of the Erasmus University doesn't reflect the total population of Rotterdam. And the university is going to invest 3 million euros to change this. Today we'll talk about the project Connecting Our Future with Chief Diversity Officer Professor Semiha Denktaş. Welcome, Semiha.
Thank you.
Semiha, talking about the population of the university, what is wrong with it?
Oh, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the population of our university. We have a very diverse population of students, but the diversity is also because of a lot of international students. And we're very happy that they're here and that we have a lot of students from the Rotterdam region. But what we see is that we miss out some of our youth in some parts of Rotterdam.
So we are too wide and too rich in general?
No, because of the diversity, we are we have a great mixture of people, but we know that there are underrepresented groups also in our city, and we would like to create the opportunity for all youth to join our university.
Yeah, you're talking about underrepresented youth?
Yes.
What kind of young people are they?
So, for example, children who are born in families with parents who don't have had higher education, or also children of parents who don't have higher education with a migration background. Yeah. We know that they are underrepresented in our university, that there are some barriers to attend higher education.
Yes. And we also talked to young people in Rotterdam-Zuid about how they think the university can help them. Let's take a look. Waarom wil je studeren dan?
Om mezelf te ontwikkelen en gewoon een goede baan te vinden die ik leuk vind later.
Dus je denkt dat de universiteit identiek is aan een goede baan later?
Nee, dat niet per se, maar het is wel gewoon hoog opgeleid. Dus dan kan je altijd wel iets vinden.
Stel dat de universiteit een programma wil maken. Wat zou je dan willen van de universiteit?
Ja, geld om gaan studeren, zeker. Ik denk dat de school voor mij is een beetje te laat. Moet ik even werken, want ik heb een zoon. Dus daarom liever nu werken en laat ik de school voor mij, kleine kindje.
Als je leerlingen wil helpen, dan, ik was dat ook. Ze wouden mij helpen met mijn stress omgaan. Ik vond dat heel moeilijk, want ik werd dan, zeg maar, in mijn hoofd werd ik voor gek verklaard. En als je dat aan leerlingen gaat vragen, ze van, wil je hulp? Dan gaan ze denken van, wow, doe ik iets fout of ben ik gek? Dat komt heel zwaar over voor hun. Maar ik denk dat veel leerlingen gewoon die cursus moeten doen.
Wat voor cursus doen?
Ja, om te gaan met je stress en woedeaanval onder controle houden. En ook over pesten, niks ervan aantrekken. Dus ik denk dat zulke cursussen wel goed kunnen helpen.
So, Semiha, are they the youth you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm sure that some of them would very well be part of the youth that we're referring to, yes.
And when we made this video, it was very difficult to find young people with an opinion about the university in the first place. Like for most of them, the university is like a castle where you go to study and where you can, after that you can get a job, make good money, but that's it. But on the other hand, here at the university we talk about positive societal impact, but why haven't we seen this on street? Not only the impact, not even a familiarity.
Yeah, so I think I can relate to that, because if you have no one in your family of someone that is close to you who attended university, you really don't have an idea about university. And I speak to students here at Erasmus University who have a background that is coming from a low socioeconomic position, and they tell me that they did not even attend open days because it was like, okay, I've never been in Kralingen, let alone at university. So there are some psychological barriers to come to the campus and look around. So if you're not used to that, it can be a strange place to go to. So we need to reach out. We need to come off the campus and reach out to other parts of the society.
But talking about psychological barrier, I think this is also the case with the environment, because the underrepresented elementary school or high school students, the main reason they don't get to the university is because they don't get the advice to go to the university?
We know from national studies that some pupils get a lower advice. So they can't then attend, for example, VWO, that you need a VWO diploma to attend university. So that, of course, is a big barrier to come to university. So that is one of the issues that we really need to talk about within society. Of course, this is not something that we're going to solve with this program, but this is a larger societal issue that we need to address.
But how are you going to change that with this program?
So I think we're going to have we already have good connections with schools in our region, and we need to connect to youth, and we need to discuss these issues. But also, this part of what one of these students said is that we need to figure out what they need, students, without already starting to offer all sorts of things. You need to talk to people, to youth, what do they need? And then on the basis of their needs, we need to compose smaller programs within the larger outreach program. And
but now we don't have any idea yet for the programs, or? We
do, because obviously we did a lot of research before we wrote the program, and we spoke to a lot of young people, but also we have good connections with a university in the US, UCLA. They have been providing these type of programs to youth, underrepresented youth over there for almost 40 years. They won a lot of prizes, and we visited them. And one of the striking features of that program is that it is institutionalized. It is within the framework of the larger university, and they offer a lot of coaching to young children. So when they enter the pipeline towards university, they receive continuous coaching so that they don't drop out.
Yeah, so the aim of this program is to... What is the aim?
The aim is, of course, to connect to the youth, get them in the pipeline, and make sure that they don't fall out of the pipeline. And that's, I think, a huge achievement if we can do that.
But what's the difference of this program with a regular promotion of marketing of the university, actually?
Well, that's the aim is to recruit students, not focused primarily on underrepresented youth. So that's why this program can build upon what we already offer in this university. We have great connections with the city and the schools, and we have great pre-academic programs, but we have to also look at the needs of these underrepresented groups and see how we can help out.
And you think, so you are confident that this program will make a difference?
Oh, I'm sure of that, and I'm very proud of our university and our city that we're now one of the first in the Netherlands offering such a large program to address these issues.
But the question is, when will we see the result?
I think this is not going to. This needs more time than just a couple of years, obviously. But within the larger program, we're going to do these small interventions, and we are going to evaluate everything. So it's going to be a very science and knowledge-driven program. So if an intervention works, we can continue. If it doesn't work, you can stop without just throwing away the whole program.
Yeah, but we will evaluate like in 2 years or in a year?
We are going to, as soon as we start with the interventions, we will start, it's going to be an iterative process. So you need to evaluate continuously.
Yeah.
So we're going to evaluate the impact, the effect, but also the process. That's also important.
Okay. Last question, Semiha. Erasmus School of Colors said in an earlier episode of Erasmus TV that diversity alone is not enough. So the university should also be anti-racist. It should offer a safe space. So as Chief Diversity Officer, how are you going to make this university a safe space for, especially for students and employees of color?
Yeah, so this is also part of this program, because we need to make sure that we also within Erasmus University provide need-based programs for our underrepresented students. So that is in a way creating the best possible environment where people can grow, be themselves and have a great sense of belonging, because the university belongs to all of us.
But how do we do that?
Well, by providing these needs-based programs and also be very critical about what we offer. So this is just one part of the D&I program. We also have pillars in HR, also in education and curriculum, and on institutional level when it comes to communication and marketing. So we have to approach this in a holistic way. You can't solve it just with one intervention.
Thank you very much, Semiha. Thank you for coming, Semiha. And thank you for watching. If you want to know more about diversity and inclusion at the university, just visit our website, erasmusmagazine.nl. We'll be back on Thursday, and I'll see you next time.